What's up, guys? This is Jakob. I'm Content AI Manager and founder and CEO of Content AI Tools, where I produce content with AI technology. And welcome to this pilot. It's the first episode, so to say, the first live stream for GBO. And I'm super excited to speak with Miguel, who's the CEO of GBO, and he's located in Madrid, basically, right? So very excited to speak today with you. Very excited to get insights about your history, about your story, how it is involved also with GBO and your company. And yeah, thanks, and happy to see you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Jakob. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yes, that's awesome. So for all the people out there who don't know you, can you introduce yourself in a nutshell? So who are you, and basically why are you doing the things that you're doing?
Sure. Yes. This is Miguel. I'm Spanish. I'm a chemical engineer. I'm 45 years old, and I'm the founder of a company, a translations company, which is called One Document. And apart from that, I'm also the CEO of GBO, the International Business Owners and Entrepreneurs Club, and that's basically what takes up most of my time. And I'm also investors in several companies, mainly startups. I have more than 10 in my portfolio, and apart from that, I'm also an advisor and to other companies and member of the board of some of them.
Okay, a lot of things going on. Super thrilled to speak about these topics. So what was the first interaction? So basically, what does GBO mean? Can you explain first of all the meaning of GBO, this club? So what is GBO basically?
Sure, GBO it's an entrepreneurs and investors, startups, business owners club. We gather in meetups and face-to-face meetups around the world, different countries, different cities. And the goal of that is to get to know each other, because we think that the human part of it is in front of everything else. We don't consider that you can make business together if you don't know the person that you have in front of you. So that's what GBO does. Through networking, we facilitate human relationships between business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors. And when that trust is built between us, well, everything else happens naturally, because we don't need much other things to do business together.
Yeah, I think very important to stress out the trust value, the trust factor when it comes to making business. So people underestimate this thing. Everybody wants thousands of leads and on the email list and things like that, but oftentimes it's just one contact, one conversation with somebody else that brings you the business or the new project. And oftentimes we underestimate this, I think. And yeah, that's very important what you said, I guess. Yes. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I completely relate to that. You can have thousands of leads, as you say, or thousands of contacts in your LinkedIn account, but once you establish a personal connection, everything is much easier. You know if you can trust that person or not, if you want to make business together, if you want to invest in each other's company. And when you open that door leads to many other doors that can open afterwards. So we believe in the human part of it.
Yeah, awesome. So how did GBO found you, basically? So what was the first interaction with GBO in your story?
Yeah, back in 2018, I was invited to join GBO by the founder, who is Peter Redgren. He is an entrepreneur, a Swedish entrepreneur. He's based in Mallorca, in the Balearic Islands in Spain. And he invited me in Madrid to one of the first meetings that GBO was organizing there. At that time, I didn't have much networking. I was working exclusively for my translations company. It's an online business, well, mostly all of my network was clients, employees, and colleagues.
Yeah. Miguel? I can't see you, Miguel.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
you're back.
Sure.
Welcome back.
Sorry. Let me put the focus on the phone so we don't get distracted again. Sorry for that. So
Okay,
what I said is,
yes.
yeah, as I was saying, when I got invited to that event, I discovered that, well, there were other people around that were doing business like me, that we could share stories together, that we can share what was worrying us in our business, the challenges that we had, the problems that we had, the success stories that we could share. All those, that learning, all those experiences joined together was very powerful. So I just decided to join GBO as a member. At that time, we were around 40 members.
Mm-hmm.
And during the first year, I discovered many other entrepreneurs, many other stories, and I got very hooked into business networking. And I got into a good relationship with Peter, the founder. And I soon became the president of the Madrid chapter, which meant that I was the organizer and the coordinator of all the activities that happened within the chapter in Madrid. And at a certain point, at the end of 2019, he had to quit because of health issues. And yeah, I was offered the opportunity to become the CEO. And I took it because I thought that it was a great opportunity. I started as a CEO of the company in early 2020. You know that what happened after that, and in March 2020 with the pandemic. So it wasn't the best timing for a networking club that believes in human relationships and in face-to-face gatherings to get started as the CEO and to start leading the project. But well, it had challenges, but it also offered opportunities of rediscovering what we could do to reinvent the club. At the beginning, it was global business owners. We rebranded as GBO. We brought a fresher look to it, and we started exploring other things like virtual events. We started putting together a whole array of tools and offers to our members. And in the end, we were able to navigate through those waters and to come out of it stronger than ever, with more than 500 members around the world, activities in 17 countries, and yeah, we are trying to bring the value that we offer to our members to a maximum.
Yeah, awesome, amazing. This mentioned Peter, so he's the founder, and do you know the founding story? So what was his main motivation when he started GBO? Do you know the story? I'm just curious. Yeah, cool.
Sure, I do. He was always a salesman, so he was always meeting with other, mainly clients or potential clients, and he thought that he could expand that to a different level. During those meetings, he always found that when you talk to people, you establish those connections, and many things happen. Not only you get a new client, but you get a new business friend, you get a new connection that can open up new ventures or new doors. And he decided to well, apart from doing his business, to found GBO and to try to put together different people from different verticals, from different backgrounds, and do things together like we are doing now. So that was like the seed that brought GBO to life.
Okay, amazing. What was his full name? Peter? You mentioned, you said it?
Peter Redring.
Redring.
Yes.
Cool. And he's from Sweden, so basically, but lives in Mallorca. That's also interesting. Okay.
Yeah, well, Mallorca is like a magnet to foreigners because you can live very well there. It's good sunshine, good weather, good food. It's
awesome.
Very attractive to Germans too.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, so I think many are there. So you mentioned already a couple of things I think that are interesting. So I'm also a GBO member since recent. one thing that I recognize, okay, there are ambassadors, there's the president, there's a thing called chapter. Maybe can you introduce these basic ideas? So what is basically a president? What is a chapter? What is an ambassador? And there are also hosts, I think. That's also one thing. Can you maybe explain for somebody who never heard of this? So what is the main motivation to structure GBO in that way?
Yeah, we always thought that the best way to organize it, as we are organizing face-to-face get-togethers in different cities in different countries, we thought that the best way to organize it is what we call chapters, which is just the local group of GBO in a certain city. For example, you belong to the chapter in Berlin. I belong to the chapter in Madrid. But in the end, it's just the place where you spend most of the time belongs to your chapter, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any other connections with other chapters. We like to say that we are international and that our members are members of GBO, not members of Berlin, or members of Madrid. But it is true that you are more likely to attend the meetings in your own chapter. And then to coordinate all the activities that happen in a certain chapter, we have what we call ambassadors, presidents, or hosts, depending on the level of responsibility that they have in the different chapter. You can be just a host, which is the one that organizes the meetings, the get-togethers, or you can be an ambassador that is kind of the coordinator at a national level if you have different chapters within the country. For example, in Germany, we have Berlin, Hamburg, and we are about to open Munich. So we have an ambassador that coordinates all the different hosts that we have in the different cities.
Okay, got it. The president would be? No.
Well, the president and the ambassador is more or less the same. We used to call them presidents in the past. Now we call them ambassadors, but it's just a naming difference.
I mean, who doesn't want to be president? I mean, that's very smart. But yeah, ambassador.
We changed that naming because we said like meet whoever the president of Germany is. Like, well, you're not really meaning that, right? So we said, okay, the ambassador of GBO for Germany is like. Yeah.
I mean, the real story would be that everybody wants to be the president, so that they would be fighting, and that's the reason why you changed it to ambassador, right? Yeah, I got it.
That's it.
I get it. Okay, cool. And yeah, I get it with the different roles. I read a couple of articles that you wrote on your LinkedIn profile, and there was one article that triggered me a little bit, which was transactional versus relational networking. And I think that was a great way to illustrate how people are doing it in the wrong way and how GBO is doing it in the correct way. Can you maybe just explain what you meant with this article? So what is the main difference? Why should basically people attend to such a business club like GBO? And what do you mean with transactional versus relational networking?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for reading.
You're welcome.
It is always good when you write something and people read it. So thank you for that. And you mentioned the right and the wrong way. I don't like to put it that way because I don't think there's a wrong way of doing networking or a right way. There's just different ways. It depends on what you're looking for. One way can work for you and the other doesn't, or both can work in different setups. The differentiation I like to make is transactional is just looking for the short-term benefit, just for your goal. It's kind of a bit more selfish, more goal-oriented, most of the time related to one economic transaction, be it to get money from a funding party, an investor, or getting a deal done, like getting a client or whatever. But you are not necessarily always interested in the person that you have in front of you. I just want to make business with you, Jaco, but I don't really care who you are as long as you buy my services. So that's why I call transactional. And that's the basis of many business clubs out there. Many of the most successful business clubs in the world work that way through referrals, and that's okay. They have lots of members, and it is not that they are doing things wrong. They are doing things differently to us. We have a different approach. We don't believe that that is the best approach to networking. We rather focus in getting to know each other and getting to build trustworthy relationships before doing business together. It is not that this is the right way to do relational networking, but we think that many other good things appear when you do relational networking rather than transactional networking. It is harder, it is longer, but let's put it this way for those who understand what SEO and SEM, or SEO and SEM is in terms of search engine optimization and search engine marketing. The search engine marketing is like the transactional part. I just want this, I pay for it, I get it, and this is kind of the return I get. And the organic part, the search engine optimization, is what we do at GBO, the relational part of it. I am building for the future. I am building relationships, and those relationships will bring me benefit not just now, but over time. So we'd rather do it that way.
Yeah, I like the analogy. So it could be also some kind of organic content that you create on social media, or paid advertisement that you run, Facebook ads or something like that, or Google ads.
That's it.
Yeah. I like that.
We are organic networking. So
yes, that's the reason why I'm on GBO. I'm the organic guy. I don't have much to do with paid campaigns, but yeah. Anyway, cool, like that. And so I also saw. I mean, I'm just a curious guy and asking questions. So I also saw on your LinkedIn profile that other members. So basically, your members are all around the world. So people from Hong Kong, from London. And sometimes you also publish articles by members. Is that something? Because is there a strategy behind this, or is that because you like the guy or something? What's the main reason for that?
Yeah, mainly the main goal of GBO is to give value to our members. If our members are happy, if our members are getting value out of GBO, if they are growing, and if they are growing as a person and as a businessman or woman, we are absolutely happy, and that is our goal met. So there are different ways how we do this, and one of them is by promoting content from members, to giving visibility to them. So whenever they have an interesting piece of news that they want to share about their company or projects, or when they write an article that they want to have a certain impact, etc., we help our members do that. So we always try to give visibility in our internal channels, like the network, like the platform and the newsletter, and also in social media like LinkedIn, for example. So that is the reason why you see certain articles, because those members ask that for help, and we try to serve as a loudspeaker for them.
Yeah. Love it. It just illustrates that it's not something that you write as a mission statement on your website, but that you're also living it. I mean, you're executing this value thing and supporting aspect of GBO, which is great. So how many members does GBO have worldwide? So in all together?
Yeah, we have around 550. We recently crossed the 500 barrier, and we are very happy that the numbers are going up. We ideally would like to keep growing slowly but surely, not as a goal per se. It is not that we want to become the biggest business club in the world, or that we have a certain number in our goals, but because we think that the more people we have, if those people are interacting and are bringing value, the better for all of us. So that is the reason why we welcome growth with open arms, but an organic, again, growth that is not too fast, that is not uncontrolled, but very focused on what we are looking for, which is quality people that really recognize the value that we are bringing and that want to live with us in that journey.
Yeah, you want to go deep. That's what I understand from everything that I got in the 2 weeks since I'm a member myself. But honestly, so what I very much liked was the speed of things that are happening. So I'm writing an email, and next day I'm getting the answers from you in person, which was okay, cool. That's the CEO. He's writing the email, answering you back immediately. That's cool. And also in the WhatsApp groups, where you have these chapter WhatsApp groups, also somebody needs some help with some specific issue, and then they're sending the WhatsApp or commenting it, and I'm giving ideas, and people are reacting directly and giving feedback and want to participate. So that's really what I appreciated so far very much, and that's because what you said with the high quality of the people that are inside, I think that's very true. So they are high achievers, they are very they like to get things done, and that, I think, real entrepreneurial spirit, and also supportive. So it's not like it's some kind of competition. It's more like they are supporting each other, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the spirits of GBO, helping each other without asking for anything in return. It will eventually come. If you help others, others will help you. It is not because you're looking for the short-term benefit, but because you want to build a community that is helpful and that is behind you when you need it. So we'd rather have 100 members that are engaged than 10,000 that are just there without being active or without being positive about the network. We are not here about the numbers, but about the quality.
Okay, got it. So for somebody like me who joined fresh GBO, what would be your recommendations? So how should I bring myself inside of the organization, or what do you have any recommendations for anybody who maybe is interested and but doesn't know the first steps to do? What would be your recommendation?
Well, we always start by inviting people to our get-togethers, because that's the real kind of spirit of GBO. People from different backgrounds and from different verticals joining a meetup together, exchanging thoughts, ideas, opportunities. That's really where everything happens. And that is the first step. Of course, when you become a member, you have already experienced that. So the next steps are to make the most out of your membership, and that implies building your profile, making it compelling so everyone can see your expertise and what you do, who you are, how to find you, and then to participate, to host events, to go to the get-togethers, to publish your profiles in the newsletter, getting articles through so we can share them, and as you said, being part of the community. Ask what you need to get an answer for. Answer to those who are asking for help. Contact other people that might have your same interest, or who you might give help to. So all in all, it is about the networking experience in its whole idea. Like, do everything that you can to support others and get as much help from others as you can.
Love it. So how did GBO affected your business, particularly in a positive way? I guess it was positive. But so can you maybe give examples how it changed, or some use cases? Or one obvious thing that everybody thinks of is getting new clients as entrepreneurs. So that's one thing. But other than that, but if this is true for you, that's also awesome. But are there also other positive effects that came with GBO?
Sure, yeah. The first one is what you said, because that's the obvious one, and that is why many people just are looking for the transactional part of networking, because that's one of the main things that happen when you meet with other business owners. You make deals.
Yeah.
So that's one of the first thing that happens. But when you get to know other people in the way that we like to do, you get many other benefits. For example, you can learn from others. You can learn other ways of doing things. When you open up your ears more than your mouth, you get lots of impact, and you learn how others have failed, and that serves you to try to avoid those things from happening to you. You learn how others succeeded, and you can apply those good practices to your own business. You learn all the tools that others are utilizing. Now all the AI tools are in everyone's mouth. So when you listen to how others are using them, what tools they are using, how it is benefiting them or maybe harming them, you can also learn how to apply them. You can learn new projects in which you can invest. I started investing in other companies out of the stock market when I joined GBO, because I started to know people with very interesting startups or projects. I discovered platforms in which I could find lots of really interesting companies in which to invest. So that also opened up not only investment opportunities, but also other projects and interesting people leading them, but also made myself grow as a person and as a professional. So all in all, there's a whole myriad of things that, good things that can happen when you open to human networking, when you try to look more than just business and try to connect and really connect with the other persons.
Yeah, that's cool. Love it. So the long-term vision, what is it? What do you see as CEO of GBO? What is going to happen in the next, or what projects are big in the next 3 to 5 years on your pipeline?
Well, the pipeline is to keep doing things so our members are happy. That looks like an empty statement, right? It's like, well, everyone wants that, but it is really true in our.
What's the KPI for being happy? What's the KPI?
I don't know. Maybe seeing happy faces like yours now. I don't know how to measure that. We rather work with feelings rather than numbers. So receiving feedback, seeing that people renew. For example, you know that we have the lifetime membership, in which instead of renewing for 1 year, you just pay 3 years and you are a member forever. And that means that you are really happy with what we are doing. So, well, the result is that we already have 70 lifetime members, and that is absolutely amazing. Every lifetime members means a very happy GBO member. And that is the best KPI. It's like, well, if they are willing to be with us forever, well, we're doing things well. So the long-term strategy is to keep building value for our members, to keep coming up with services and opportunities that really wants to really make you as a GBO member being, as we always say, proud to be GBO. So that's the only lifetime long-term view that we have. And of course, expanding to other territories so we can keep adding value to other business owners around the world.
Yeah. Is there a country where you plan to expand but couldn't, so far it didn't work out? So some area or city or some country?
Maybe the States, United States.
United States?
Yeah, maybe it's one of the hardest area for us. Maybe because we are right now very Europe oriented, because it was born here in Spain and we are expanding, but we started expanding through Europe. Jumping to the US is kind of a challenge for us. BNI is one of the biggest network in the world, and it's very present there. There are other cultural things that apply to the US rather than Europe in that sense. So it is kind of one of the areas in which we would like to be present, but so far we haven't succeeded. So maybe that is also in the pipeline that we are exploring.
Okay, interesting. Maybe we should talk, because I have a couple of clients in the US and also many contacts, because when it comes to content or marketing in general, I mean, the trends are coming from the US. So, and I don't like to buy from the middleman who buys from the US. So basically I'm directly going to the US. That's the main reason why I do also a lot of my content in English.
Sure.
But maybe there are some opportunities to support and help, and yeah, maybe also benefit for them to, I mean, yeah, it could be also interesting for them because you're offering them some warm market, or at least tester when it comes to softwares, for example.
Sure.
Some client base, maybe that's interesting. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So if people want to know more about you and also about GBO, where should they go?
Well, they can connect with me in LinkedIn. That's one of the easiest way to connect with us, or with me personally. And if they want to know more about GBO without asking me directly, they can go to gbo.international. That's very easy to remember. And there they have more info about what GBO is and does, how to join, the membership fees, who to contact, etc. So those are mainly the two ways. And as soon as they have the opportunity, I would encourage them to visit one of the face-to-face get-togethers to really experience in themselves what GBO is, what we do, and how we like to do networking.
When I'm hosting an event to come together, for example, I'm moving to another city in about 2 months to Düsseldorf, but there's no GBO there. So could I just organize an event and also host it and bring in people and do something like that? Is that something that is okay, and bring also new people, but also maybe already GBO members into the event? Or are there any rules that I have to be aware of when I'm doing this?
That is one of the way in which we grow, Jacob. Someone that is moving to another city and says, well, why don't we organize something like you just said? Or someone that knows somebody somewhere else which we are not yet present, and says, okay, this guy or this woman could be a good host, and they start organizing events, and the chapter start growing. The last example about that is the Canary Island, where we are starting a new GBO chapter, and in 2 or 3 months we are already 20 plus members there. So yeah, absolutely. We are always open to explore new markets and cities, because as I said, or the more spread we are, the more value we can bring to other entrepreneurs and investors.
Okay, cool. Love it. A lot of ideas already, and I'm super excited about the coming project, and also the interview. So we have a couple of interview guests that are that want to be also on this kind of live streaming. I think when I saw it the first time, I just thought, well, you need a live stream. You need a GBO live stream where you speak about these topics, also promote maybe products or services or events that are coming on an international level, and bringing people in, just being more visible. I think that's very important. So, I mean, you answered me directly with this email, and it was so warm, and I thought, well, people have to know about this, and we have to do our live broadcasting, and here we are.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, awesome. Thanks for being on the live show. It was very exciting to speak about you and the ideas. And thanks for watching, for all the watchers and listeners. And hopefully see you in the next GBO live stream. Thanks, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Jacob, and thank you, everyone. Bye.